Stopping by a Woods, The Land Remembers, with apologies to Robert Frost and Ben Logan. A visual poem by Dina Dawn Larson, July 2017. On July 14th, 2017, I impulsively decided to stop at my parents' house on my way back home. As it turns out, so did they. Although I don't get there much anymore, I consider this land to be my spiritual center. I helped construct quite a few of the things there. I spent time there in my Walden-esque experience. It was there that I decided to become a teacher. Linda and I first gardened together there. We were married there. We had 24 years of annual Linden picnics there. I spent time there alone as my true self. I had special moments with my parents there, watching a thunderstorm approaching and listening to my father play Phantom of the Opera on his pipe organ. This walk through the woods with my father on a comfortable summer day brought back 30 years of emotion. Stopping by for a visit after too much time has passed, welcomed as always like lovely summer flowers. A leisurely visit with my parents, time like a gift. I embraced every minute before walking in the woods with my father. Seeing tall spruce and cedars that I helped to plant when they were but 1 foot tall, now mighty trees that shield the land from the wind. Walking past a row of lilacs transplanted from the farm that belonged to Linda's parents, accented by a few remaining lilies struggling to survive. We passed the aptly named Brain Rock with ridges and valleys, in which we planted hen and chicks on the side of the trail, now mostly hidden by the ever-encroaching woods. Seeing the Charlet, where Mom kept crafts and spent time with grandkids, now ready to be raised, reclaimed by the land. The chapel, built by Dad with help from us and many others, home to 4 weddings and lots of joyous music. Now in a stage of ruin, 30 seasons of snow and wind and rain and time. The bitter irony, not lost on me, the chapel and my marriage both will cease to be, about the same time, with nothing able to stop either. The remembrance path, barely discernible from the moss and brush where each of us placed a stone, handprints and names, now just a memory. The final resting place for family cats and dogs, a gentle place to be laid to rest in the stillness of the woods. The ashes of grandparents can also be found here, a place to reflect of favorite times growing up. The rock where my father has chosen to be laid to rest, a secret spot he already dug on a day he wasn't feeling well. The Buddhist fountain, once a toy at Camden Court, journeyed to Parkview Lane and found a spot in the woods, a quiet place to spend its days too. Seeing buildings scattered around the land, our active father tirelessly working to embrace the land but tread softly upon it. And as we walk, gentle tears begin to fall, as I know that someday I will walk these woods and Dad will not be with me. To visit him, I'll have to go to his rock. Each building along the way slowly being reclaimed by the woods. It matters not the work we've done, the vines and trees swallow it all, the carport, the tiki, the root cellar, still standing proudly in their luscious nest of green. As we walk, my father and I, deeper into the woods, he pauses to point out the sounds of the many birds around us. The phoebe, the wrens, all welcome us. The Gnome Dome home, the original building, built in pieces and carrying lovingly up the hill by Menley family and friends, once the flagship, now crumbling. When I lived in the woods alone without heat or electricity, I spent many a time looking out these windows, now covered in cobwebs, as are the corners of my mind. The once solid roof opens to the sky, letting in bugs and light and rain. The land remembers what it was like before this was here, a matter of time before its woods once again. A worn-out car, once a trusty chariot that took us on wild rides through the woods, older like the rest of us. Time has taken its toll as well. The trails where we walked and drove, now slightly overgrown. The land remembers the look of the woods before shaped by human hands. Dad's tomatoes started in his greenhouse, provided lots of ripe red fruit to be enjoyed and shared aplenty. I ate my first mulberries here. My father showed me how. As we picked them and ate them, we circled the tree and the song made perfect sense. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. My father still cuts and splits his wood to heat his home on winter nights. His lifetime supply of wood is smaller now, but still stacked and ready to go. The bluebirds have thrived here, with houses cared for by Mom and Dad. And we have thrived here too over the years, as we moved and crisscrossed across the state. I'm not ready to say goodbye to the land or to our father, but I know one day I will stop here, and I will be all alone, but I will remember for as long as I can. And in the end, only the land will remember.